Y'all know what it is. It's the usual suspect 650-50 draw. Buy your tickets now for your chance at winning half the pot. Cash App, $ usual 50-50. Tickets are on sale for $10 for one, $20 for 3 tickets, and $50 for 10 tickets. Put your desired amount, name or alias, as well as your email address, and your tickets will be set. We announce the winning ticket numbers every other Friday on Supreme Beats Boxing Talk Bullshitting on the Beltway, 8:30 p.m. Eastern Time. Remaining proceeds will go directly to the LDBC meet and greet in Las Vegas. Shout out to the LDBC. And remember,
it's a usual suspect day.
Y'all know what it is. It's the Find the Boxer game. Purchase a box for a chance at winning $500. One of 54 boxes has a missing boxer inside. Purchase your box or boxes by Cash Apping $ usual 50-50. Include your box number, name, and email address. Your box number will be confirmed and sent directly to your email. Each box is $20 with a 1 in 54 chance of winning. Remaining proceeds will go directly to the LDBC meet and greet in Las Vegas. Shout out to the LDBC. And remember,
it's a usual suspect day.
Flex, alive is more than the 6. Fit the runner, boy, you nigga, no question. You will run a motherfucker high stepping. Hey, you never had a big enough weapon. Motherfucker never learned your lesson. I'm a 88 pack nigga. I'm a 88 pack nigga. I mean, day walker, drink blood, trains out, full moon, motherfucker change like a hoe, nigga. I'm just a nigga from the hood trying to stack a little cheddar.
And you're full of shit.
Me?
You're full of shit. And I hope that this is what you guys wanted to do. It's a fucking circus act. Devin is a real fighter, and you showed no respect up there. You showed no respect for what he's done for boxing. He's a 2-division champion, an undisputed champion, and you're a piece of shit.
Well, that's not kind of you to say.
Well, I mean, I'm just telling you the truth.
Well, why are the fans booing him then?
Well, I mean, that's because a part of it. We are in LA. This is a great boxing market, right? But it's made up predominantly of Hispanic fans that cheer for Ryan Garcia, and that's quite all right.
Well, it's okay. It's okay to be the bad guy.
But listen, and it's okay to be the bad guy, but it's not good for you to be the piece of shit that you are.
Well, explain what you mean by that.
Well,
what did I do specifically?
Well, you didn't describe him for who he was.
Michael Buffer introduced him.
No, but you on the stage, you painted Ryan Garcia as if he's won something. He's a PED drug cheat. You never said that that's really.
I did. I asked your son specifically if the punishment fit the crime. I asked your son that specifically, and he said he was at peace at it.
Yeah, well, I mean, the punishment is one thing, but how you describe what that fighter is and what he is, you didn't do.
Okay, well, I'm sorry you feel that way. I have the most respect for your son. I think he's amazing at it.
I don't think that you do. I think that you are political, right? You did just what you wanted to do, and you got it off. I mean, and that's what this promotion has been about. But number 9.
But we're trying to sell a fight here. You know this, right?
Well, you sell it right.
All right, here's your chance to sell it.
Right. You sell it right. March 2nd, Devin will come in, and he's going to be what he's going to be a better version of Devin Haney, just like he said.
There you go.
Yeah, buddy. Yeah, buddy. Lightweight? Lightweight, baby. We early, because I got to get out of here early. Drew Titan Bronx on deck. Shout out to the mighty LDBC. Just a little bit early, because I got to leave a little bit early. Let me give y'all this power hour. Miguel, keep your shirt on. All right, easy on the nipple rings. You know what I mean? Let's do this roll call real quick. Dial Big G, Shower, my queen, what's good? TT Fatboy, Mark Wonderlick, Brian Johnson, Nitty G, Rick Blackwell, Ace Status, where you been? G McCall, Albert Doughty, MJ Total Health, Scotty Earl, Isaiah, Condo, my brother, Mr. Tiptoe, KDB Sports, Michael Fleming, Del Rey, Freedom's March, Stormy B-Man in the building, Mark Hairston, and Banks Unfiltered. Dredge, what up? All right, let's get to this, man. Brother Dean in the building, Kyra, if I miss you in the chat, know that I love you. Let me just get to this cook. I got a lot to say in a little bit of time. First of all, this is why we support DHP. This is why. You ain't pulling no punches out here. All right. It's become abundantly clear that fighters today, if they know any better, you don't need quote unquote old media. Ron Rico, MXC, salute. You don't need them. Because you know what? When you rely on them, this is what they do. If y'all watched the presser in LA yesterday, and I just knew it was going to get worse. Everything gets worse when it goes over there. This time, since the New York one was so boring to them, all right, it was so boring. It wouldn't surprise me if they told the fighters to turn up a little bit. B. Dre, what up? Wouldn't surprise me. But when you turn up, you notice things. Now, everyone turned up. Devin's demeanor remained the same because at this point, we already know what to expect. Felix, what up? I did too. But you could tell someone to eat a D with a smile on your face. You could tell someone F you with a smile on your face. You know what I'm saying, brother? Yeah. And that's just what Bill did. And you see, Bill is unlike anything that the industry has ever seen. Back in the day, you could put an evil cape on a black man and the world would just roll with those punches. For example, when I was coming up, all I heard was, oh, Don King, Don King, Don King, Don King. Bob Arum was every bit the villain also, and that was his rival. You never heard that cape put on Bob Arum, and he was just a bigger criminal. Just as big. It's just that the spotlight wasn't on him, and he was a lawyer by trade and everything else. Tay, good morning. You see what I'm saying? And Bill stood on business with this. Now they get on there, and I keep telling y'all this. The world loves them some Ryan Garcia. Listen to my words. The world loves them some Ryan Garcia. When you hear someone say, oh, I love me some X, Y, and Z. Oh, I love me some A, B, and C. That means you don't care. All right? When that news came out that R. Kelly did what he did, and there was video evidence that somebody put out to drag him, he was ruined. He was ruined. But do you know there were some women, they didn't care? That they did a Boondocks episode about it. And it was a joke, but those jokes were real. They were like, there's women that really don't care that he splashed a minor. They don't care. There's women that don't care. All right, now he had some classic music. 12 Play was classic. That came out when I was in high school. Some of y'all too young to even be listening to that. 12 Play was classic. And he put out some classic stuff. The brother was super talented, but he had a problem. Delano, what up? He had a problem. He had a problem. And I can't speak for y'all, but I saw the tape when it came out. I'm like, man, it was a bunch of women, and I'm just digressing on this for a moment to make an example. He recorded his endeavors, and salute Delano, Sam Mack, I kill vibes. What up? Yeah, what up? He recorded his situations, and I'm like, all right, those women look grown. And then that last part, that chick clearly was a minor. And I said, oh my gosh, I couldn't watch anymore. I said, no. It was at that moment, I had 12 Play on CD. When I got home, I threw it away. I don't support him, and I quietly, like I do here, like I'll quietly unfollow somebody. I'll quietly stop dealing with somebody until they make it a spectacle. I quietly unfollowed him, and not unfollowed him, but this is before social media, y'all. When I saw that tape, I said, no, that's him, and that's a little girl. Unless it comes out that girl was an adult and she just built like that. No, that was a little girl, bro. That was a little girl, bro. I'm good on him. I didn't follow him. I didn't buy no more music. No. Whenever he performed on TV, turned the channel. Whenever a video came on television, turned the channel. I can't unsee that. Jeff Sparks, salute. I can't unsee that. It bothered me. It bothered me. It bothered me. And eventually, what happens with people like that? Sometimes, for what they're supposed to get locked up for, they don't get locked up for. It's something else. And then their past comes up. And that's what happened with them. That's what happened with him. There was a lot of people that started lying on him and everything else, and you can't decipher which one is true, which one is false. But you know what? Until they figure it out, go have a seat in behind these bars. Hence what I always say, don't cry later. Don't cry later. Time reveals all truth. You're going to get got. Al Capone, all the stuff he was supposed to go to jail for, he ain't get caught. Of all things, tax evasion. And he got locked up and died over something that was preventable, but he was scared of needles. That's what I heard. Syphilis. Or something like that. All he had to do was take a penicillin shot. He was scared of needles. Died over that. And it's like, wow. That's like you go to war and you're literally John Rambo. You're saving your squad. One-man army. You retire, you come home, going to get some milk, walk across the street and get hit by a drunk driver. So you done duck missiles, bullets, you taking down an enemy by yourself with a knife just to come home and get ran over by a drunk driver. Then you find out while you was over there cutting heads off, you was, deleting children and raping the women in villages and stuff. So he was really a bad guy. God's real, man. And you see, Bill is showing that God is real. I love Devin's demeanor. Like I told you, in New York at the presser, the only nigga on the stage was Teofimo Lopez. So now they're saying, yo, man, somebody, you got to turn up. You got to turn up. They let in a bunch of Ryan Garcia fans at the LA presser because he's Latin. You already know what time it was. Now they gets to booing and everything, but what's interesting is the media is treating Ryan like he is the mother effing victim. And that is a spit in our face as supporters of the sport. And that is what we deal with. And you will never get knuckle draggers who unconditionally hate Devin, which boggles my mind. You will never get the knuckle draggers to see it how we see it. Exactly, Acondo. Devin is carrying himself like a man. He don't need to be on there. And it's deeper than Ramadan. He don't need to be on there carrying on like how he did with Regis. He don't need to do that because you know what? Whether he sells it like that or sits like that, as you can see, he still gets disrespected. You remember when Deontay stopped talking to the media and they tried to drag him, why you not talking? Why not talking? You know why? Because no matter what he said, it didn't matter. No matter what he said, so he stopped. He even told one of the females at the press, y'all remember that? He said, yo, this ain't nothing to do with you. You didn't do anything wrong. I'm just not speaking to anybody. Because it doesn't matter what I say. And this is what it means to be a black athlete. And the media puts in media plants that they may look like us, but they're not They are not us. I've been singing They Not Like Us before Kendrick Lamar made the song popular. I've been saying that. They not like us. Absolutely not like us. Eric Jordan, salute. Absolutely not like us. When we do something in the media, they don't let us forget it. If it's good, they try their best to brush it off. Remember LeBron James had to shut up and dribble? I'll be my brother, salute. Good to see you. Always good to see you. Waffle, salute. And if I miss you to chat, know that I love you. I'm just cooking a little early. Y'all remember LeBron James had to shut up and dribble? You understand? I got a bunch of examples. Y'all remember when the first Black Panther movie came out? Oh, I'm about to go there. I remember turning on Fox News. I'm flicking channel. Well, I ain't turned it on. I'm flicking channels, and I saw the Black Panther up there. And, you know, it's Marvel. So I'm like, oh, what they talking? And at that time, I didn't see the movie yet. And they're cracking up on that couch. All I saw those white folk tickle pink. I mean, they were flush red. Forget pink. They were flush red. You know what they were saying? I'm like, what's so funny? And I'm just watching it. Ha, 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 ha. They're actually going to the... When she said they, meaning the audience, but who was going to support that movie in abundance? Black people. So I'm just saying, okay, they. All right. What she got to say? They're going to the audience. I mean, they're going to the movies dressed like Wakandas. I mean, it's ridiculous. Wakanda's not a real place. I mean, and then they put up a video of people walking to the theater with the Wakandan face paints. And I said, wow. So now cosplay is bad. May the 4th be with you. Y'all know what that is? I just realized that was a real thing about maybe 6 years ago. Y'all know what May the 4th be with you is? Does that sound familiar? May the 4th be with you. What do you think I'm saying? May 4th is a Star Wars day. For whatever reason, don't know what it is. I like Star Wars, but not like that. I don't like any movie that I have to dress up to go. I draw the line at cosplay. I don't even go on cosplay at Comic-Con, the big one over here at Jacob Javits. I might do it this year because the kids asked me to go as Luke Cage. So I'm going to shave my head and be Luke Cage, I guess, this year. Only because they asked me to. I could pull it off or whatever. But they were cracking up, and I said, wow, may the 4th be with you. And I have 2 friends that go to these Star Wars things. DOG, salute. Mansa Musa. And my buddy Mark goes to these Star Wars conventions dressed up like a Jedi. And he's my age. But that's what he does. And he's a working man, got a family, makes 6 figures. But that's his piece. I don't knock him. He be on Instagram dressed like that. He be like, yo, he tagged me in it. Yo, check this out. I be laughing. But that's his piece. I don't judge him. And he's there with other black people, Asians, white people. They love Star Wars. That's been around since the 70s. I'm not knocking any of that. Oh, right. But Star Wars, they have longevity, right? They've been around since the 70s, right? Okay. Well, what about Game of Thrones? I've seen white folk dressed in the streets, dressed like Game of Thrones characters. I've never watched one damn episode. Not one. I'm like, what is this? Why they dress like, oh, Game of Thrones? Wow. It must be popping on that show, but I've just never had the drive to watch it. You don't watch Game of Thrones? They looking at me like I say, hey man, salute to Tupac, but I wasn't a fan like that. Oh, blasphemy. Yeah, blasphemy. Yeah, blast for me. I wasn't a Tupac fan like that. I wasn't. I wasn't. It had nothing to do with no West Coast or Biggie. It had nothing to do with that. I wasn't a fan. Like, I wasn't out there lined up waiting for the next Tupac album. I didn't have to run to the theaters to see him in the next movie. I respected it, but I wasn't a Pac fan like that. People look at me crazy. I'm like, I don't care. I'm not a fan of his. I like lyricists. I'm from New York. Classic Jay-Z, Big L, Nasty Nas. Not Nas, Nasty Nas. Murder Mace from the mixtapes. Not Mace that y'all know today. Murder Mace. Hell Rell. Don't get me started. I wasn't a Pac fan. That's it. But my point is, what about Trekkies? There's Asian Trekkies, black Trekkies, and a whole lot of white Trekkies where they dress up as Klingons. Do you know Klingon is a whole language now? I was bugging out. That's a whole language. There's a book on it. I couldn't believe it. But I don't knock it. Kyle, what up? V Dre, what up? Sutanada86 in that super chat. He says, salute Drew and salute to the mighty LDBC. Salute. I'll get to the super chats at the end of the show and the cash apps and everything. I just need to get this off. Copper, what up? Look, man. They all of that, Trekkies, Game of Thrones, Star Wars. It's okay for them to run to the theaters and go to these conventions dressed up like that. But the minute we did it, we were a laughing stock. Know what it was? They didn't know the Black Panther was going to hit like that. And they saw black support. And it scared them. So what did they do? They clowned us. They're always trying to cut us down for standing on our business, supporting our own. When George Floyd was deleted, didn't the world go up in smoke? Even in the UK. Didn't Anthony Joshua grab the mic in the UK and say, hey, we need to support black businesses? That's all he said. He didn't say kill Whitey. I'll get to it at the end of the show, Eric Jordan. I appreciate you, brother. He didn't say, kill Whitey. Oh, it's not fair. He didn't say none of that. He said just support your own businesses. And do you remember how that was received? Do you remember? Did a video on it. Oh, we're not going to support you anymore. See if we show up to your next fight. I say, you see that? I hope he's reading this. Remember I went at Eddie Hearn? Remember that? Shaquille, salute, Queen. Remember I went at Eddie Hearn? I'm like, no. Eddie, you need to, don't be political with this. Stand in the pocket for your buck. He got a lifetime contract with you. You need to tell your folk, the original gangsters from the UK, the white man, to stand down. What's wrong with him saying, hey man, black people support black business? Because other communities do it without saying. Little Italy, Chinatown, Brooklyn over here, the whole Jewish town. But the moment we say it out loud, we're villains. We're racist. Fast forward to this. Bill told this cat he was being racist without saying he was racist. Service with a smile. Now, why is it that we're reminded when someone from our community does something wrong? I always give the example. Whenever a black fighter is caught doing something wrong or perceived as wrong, magically, I have 50 people in here that I don't recognize. Oh, your thoughts on Adrian Broner? Your thoughts on Tank Davis? It's happened over here. Oh, you saw Tank Davis beat up that chick and yank out the ball game? It's happened over here. Because they want to see if we hold everyone accountable, our own accountable. I bet you ain't going to say nothing about that. I bet you're going to say about the roach of weed that was found in Deontay Wilder's truck that he was smoking. He wasn't smoking it. You can't prove that. I bet you ain't going to say anything about the gun found in Devin Haney's car. Case dismissed, charges dropped. I bet you won't be back to hear me talk about that. Sometimes athletes make it difficult for us to defend them. But I bet none of those cats will ever do a live reminding the public how the FBI raided Top Rank's offices, how Bob Arum admitted to fixing fights, how it's now public record that there's a no black fighter rule on the board in the offices of Top Rank. All of that is public record. I bet you won't talk about that. Eric H. salute. Shawa, you dressed as Uhura for your birthday? Please send me a picture of that. That must have been adorable. They still talking about Mike Vick. Y'all remember those white folk rolling in the street dressed as dogs? Talking about, I'm PETA. Mike Vick needs to take his money. Take his money. He should never play football again. This is Mike Vick. And it was dogs. It was dogs. Who cares? Yeah, I said it. Because every clown rolling in the street over Mike Vick and dogs are sympathetic towards the cops who beat the shit out of Rodney King. I bet you they were. I bet you when they saw that knee on George Floyd's neck, they said, well, you know, cops do have a hard job, you know. The young ones rolling in the street over Michael Vick don't know shit about Emmett Till. And if you told them, they'd be like, well, you know, what was Till doing to have that happen? Yeah. Yeah. Jarrell Miller got caught with an entire pharmacy in his bloodstream, allegedly. How long was he out the damn ring? And nobody asked for him to come back. So, you know, there was a portion of me, you know, I know he messed up. And y'all know when I met him face to face, I brought it to his attention. And he said, you know, all right, I admit it. I'm cool. I'm going to get right. And I said, I hope so, brother. And we shook hands and took a picture. He was out the ring for like 2 years, right? Right. They never let us forget about Mike Tyson. And when he finally got locked up, he got a raw deal because the chick lied on him. I stand on that. I stand on that. It was consensual. She just got him. And I stand on that. Always remind us. Matter of fact, Mike Tyson was on some morning show. And I think that the white fella that was sitting with him was his publicist or whatever. And they sent a black anchor out there. Y'all remember this? And he was acting like you know, like he was, I don't know, like a good guy. And the next thing you know, he hits Mike with the, you know, how do you feel when people say, I don't want to, you know, be next to a rapist or something? It was a very disrespectful question. And it was said to him in a condescending manner. And Mike looked at him and said, you know, when I first met you, it was in Canada, Vidre, exactly. He says, yeah, you know, you put off like you was a really nice guy. But now I see that you're a piece of shit. And this is live TV. And he's like, oh, come on, Mike, you ain't got to do that. He was like, man, fuck you. Cursed him out. He ain't screaming, hollering, he ain't turn up. But he told him that. And justifiably so. And it was funny, but I said, man, why he ambush Mike like that? Move on. You know like how they tell us to move on? We talk about systematic racism, 500 years of slavery, in chains, and when the chains was dropped, now they put us in neighborhoods They dealt us bad cards and we had to overcome all of that. Even today they do this to us. And when we point it out, they say, hey man, you know, it's not like y'all in shackles anymore. You don't have to be in physical shackles. You could be dealt a bad hand. Tell us to shut up and move on. Tell LeBron to shut up and dribble, right? But I dare you to say that to the Jewish community, because every time I turn around, they're talking about the Holocaust and Adolf Hitler. But how many of y'all even learned in school who King Leopold was? I was never taught that. I had to learn that in my house. I had to go to Mark 125 in Harlem, if y'all even remember what that was, and get books to read about that. And I dare any white folk to tell me, well, that's not accurate. Prove to me it's not. And why are you trying to hide my history? We don't do that. Bullshit. You just tried to do it. In Texas, you just tried to do it. You just tried to do it in Texas. In those textbooks. They said Africans migrated to America for a better way of life. I said, which Africans? The ones from the 70s, 80s, 90s? Which ones? Oh, y'all talking about slavery. They tried to put together a curriculum to forget slavery. Well, move on. We don't need to talk about it. Tell a Native American not to talk about the hostile takeover of this red ground, because this is where they are. Do you know if everybody stayed where they're at, if those crackers from the UK or wherever they were in Europe went to various parts of the world and they got their ass kicked and sent back home, they'd be a third world country because all they did was come here and steal. And brought rats. The rat is a animal from over there. And it got on their boats, and it wasn't in Africa until they got off the boats here. They brought herpes, syphilis, and unclean booties in rats. That's what they did. Came to Africa, messed it up. Do you know if they stayed with there? You know that the whole continent of over here in America, from Alaska all the way down to Mexico, it's all red ground. When you're looking at a Mexican, just put a headdress on them. That's a native of this land. And think about why they speak Spanish. Shout out to Christopher Columbus, who gets a day over here. He was no hero, but he gets a day. Research him. This is what it means to be black. An Eskimo looks like a Mexican wearing a North Face coat in winter, wearing a bubble coat. This is all red ground, all of it. And if everyone stayed where the fuck they was, you would tell what it is. That was a warning shot in Texas. Always read your kids' books to find out what they're learning. This is nonsense. And it's a direct reflection of what they're doing in this little thing called boxing. Once again, they stood there like Ryan didn't do anything. But let Devin had been caught with the Austrian in the system. They were around them every day. They be in here every day. Bet you won't talk about that Austrian. And because we hold everyone accountable, we would have to stand on it. Bill be on our lives. Oh, Bill, what about that Austrian? This is what it means to be black. And white people and Asians and others, everybody are trained to tell us, forget about it, you're complaining too much. Bullshit. Bullshit. Ryan went on a whole racist tirade and had to oh my God, I'm so angry, man. Ryan Garcia went on a racist tirade and had the luxury to say it was drugs that made him do that. And he needs help. And he didn't do it one time, he did it multiple times. And did he not assault his baby mama? Kick the door in. Kicked the door in. Called the police on him and all that. Did he not have a meltdown in the hotel? Had to get escorted out with the Magneto helmet? Delete George Floyd, resurrect him, and join the Ku Klux Klan? What happened to save the kids? All of that. Stood there, and I have him on camera saying, oh, I was on mushrooms. He said that at the presser last week in New York. He said that. I'm like, wow, no one heard that but me, right? He was on shrooms. Him and his black friend. Right? No one says anything. But our young king, Black Jesus, him and Bill was on 78 Sports TV a few years ago, and he said, man, that white boy ain't never gonna beat me. The next day, the whole boxing world stopped, put a spotlight on him. Here go Mauricio Silly Man looking to launch investigations. Meanwhile, no one wants to investigate his ass for inventing titles for people who he sees more value in carrying the WBC banner, like Canelo Alvarez, like Vasily Lomachenko. The world stopped. Oh, he said something racist. He said he'll never let a white boy beat him. You need to apologize. And they were ready to cancel Devin within 24 hours. Y'all forgot? I so badly wanted Devin to say, man, fuck y'all. You tell that white boy get in the ring. Stop inventing shit for him to duck me. And we stood on business. Some of us, we stood on business. The rest of you knuckle draggers, nothing to see here, right? Nothing to see here. I don't like Devin. I'm a tank guy. I'm like, yo, y'all better stop that shit. What we need to do is be bigging both of these brothers up. What y'all need to be doing is saying, yo, I love you, Tank, but yo, go knock Devin out. Y'all need to be doing that. Y'all need to be doing that. Y'all don't need to go back and forth in the chat over that, please. Black Gun on a salute. Y'all know the point I'm making. Because and see, this is what I'm talking about. Y'all don't need to go back and forth over the facts. I'm no expert, but what I'm saying is, if those crackers over there stayed where they were, if everybody of color on this planet kept them where they were, this world would be a better fucking place. That's my point, y'all. That's my point. That's my point. I know Pocahontas was like 13 years old. And Disney would make you think it was some sort of love affair. And it wasn't. It wasn't. They came over here with their dirty butt cheeks and racks and ran the natives onto reservations. And now they're saying, oh, you know what? Y'all can open up casinos on your land and you ain't got to pay taxes. How about that? How about pack up and leave? Winter came, we showed y'all how to slay buffalo and use the whole animal and survive. And what do? Shoot us. And say, get over there and don't move. And then years later, y'all come with these dark-skinned folk. And we're like, what's this? Man, y'all are something else. It's been a work. It's been a fix. Why do you think they call them devils? Talk about that in the chat. Why do you think they call them devils? And that's why Bill went in on this clown. That's why he went in on him. Who's held Ryan accountable on real media? How many? Listen, the only person that held him accountable was Jake Donovan. What did Dan Raphael say about him? Everything is allegedly. Oh, Ryan allegedly on ostomy. This kid popped dirty 5 times. And I'm still hearing about Victor Conti, who had nothing to do with any of this. Why are they bringing up Victor Conti? Oh, wait a minute. King, what up, King? Wait a minute. You know what this sounds like? When I was in high school. No, wait. Wasn't in high school. That was the George Bush #1. This is George Bush #2. Short story. 9/11 happened. They knew who it was. Somehow, they go and attack and capture Saddam Hussein, who had nothing to do with this. And you know what we found out? They should have left Saddam exactly where he was. You know why? His crazy ass had all the other crazies in check. And as soon as they deleted him, all the crazies erected and we had a bigger problem. Did y'all know that? Just research it. Just research it. Don't take my word for it. That happened. That happened. That's the short version. In other words, they should have left him right where he was. Yeah, he was crazy, but there were other crazies that he kept in check. You had Osama running around knocking over buildings, threatening us. Well, let me go get Saddam Hussein, because they all alike. No! Shouldn't have did that. So how many of your real boxing media kept it a buck on franchise titles? How many of them kept it a buck about Ryan's racist outburst without saying he said this, but he was on drugs? You see that he was on drugs and wasn't in his right state of mind? See, that's the cap that we talking about. Oh, we gotta forgive him. He's on drugs. Wakanda's not a real place. Well, neither is Naboo or any one of those planets named in Star Wars. Tatooine. That shit ain't real. What the fuck is an Ewok? Fucking Build-A-Bear with spears. The hell is a goddamn Wookiee? What is a Vulcan? What is a Klingon? But right, I know Wakanda though, right? Wakanda, right? Right. And then when we do what old media doesn't, you got other knuckle dragging niggas, midget niggas, Wakandans, Wakandans. I'm scared to come out my motel because I'd have slapped the shit out of you. That's why. And you know it. Punk ass. You know it. Where was that little nigga's videos about Ryan's racist outbursts? Or the niggas that hated on Devin when Ryan had that meltdown. A few of these niggas got on their Twitter accounts. I saw the screenshots because I'm not on Twitter. Talking about, oh, Ryan crashing out bad. No! Stand on your business. Ishay Smith had to tell them niggas, stand on your business. No. Devin's a bad guy, right? Ishay Smith stood on business. And salute to him. Salute to him. He stood on business. And he told those knuckle draggers, no. You hate Devin so much. And you was riding with this guy celebrating what he did. And all this stuff came out. You still ain't call him out. And now he's up to, after he's caught, now he's up to killing black people. Don't distance yourself. Stand on it. Quit acting light-skinned. Make sense? Ridiculous, man. Ridiculous. Cut from the cloth of Malika Andrews. That bitch with a capital B. That bitch. Talking about NBA players or college players. They're talking about stats and statistics and where he's going to land in the draft, and she brings up legal problems that the young brother had. This was last year. Bringing up legal problems that the brother had. Had nothing to do with what they were talking about on the show. That chick been a plant. But let a woman go through something. Stephen A. Snitch had to put her in her place. That chick ain't even gay. She just hate men. She just hate men. That's all it is. Quit acting light-skinned, bitch. Quit acting light-skinned. See, that's the white side coming out of you. So I look at some of these yellow niggas sideways. I'm like, yo, you acting crazy. I mean, you all off code and everything. Is that white? Is that the slave coming out you, man? Is that white side coming out you, man? When did you become light-skinned? Not your daddy. Not your great. I'm talking about when did it happen? Can you track it back to when it happened? Because if you're light-skinned because of a grape back in the day, there you go, that's it right there. That's the demon coming out. Quit acting light-skinned. When you start cooning, but your hair nappy, but your skin is light-skinned, and you don't even know why you're doing it. Yeah. That's that spirit in you. It's in you. There's something about you that don't like yourself. You're black when it's convenient. Malika Andrews needs to fall down an entire flight of steps. I know where he was born. Tom, I know where he was born. He was from BK. I know he was born. It wasn't Harlem, I don't think. I think it was Brooklyn. It may have been. But he repped the West Side. There's a whole song about it. Michael Jordan was born in Brooklyn. Michael Jordan was born in Brooklyn. He's a New Yorker. But he don't rep New York. He's from the Carolinas. And I'm cool with it. But let's stick to the point. Let's stick to the point. Trill Bill stood on business. That's why we call him Trill Bill. Because there's a lot of niggas out here that don't do what he does. They don't do what he does. The Charlos ain't from Texas, but they rep Texas. I think they were born in, Louisiana somewhere, or St. Louis somewhere, I don't know. But they wasn't born in Texas, but they rep Texas. Errol Spencer's from Brooklyn, but he reps Texas. His family is still out here in Brooklyn, but he was born in Brooklyn, but he reps Texas, and that's fine. It's absolutely fine. This dude, that dumbass, this dumbass that Bill was talking to. Oh, they're from Louisiana. Okay. He referred to the fans booing. Matter of fact, you know what? Let me play it again for y'all. Let me play it again. Need y'all to listen to. And salute. I'm not coming for anybody in the chat or nothing like that. We just having a conversation. Listen to this again, y'all. Just listen to it again.
And you're full of shit.
Me.
You're full of shit. And I hope that this is what you guys wanted to do. It's a fucking circus act. Devin is a real fighter, and you showed no respect up there. You showed no respect for what he's done for boxing. He's a 2-division champion, an undisputed champion, and you're a piece of shit.
Well, that's not kind of you to say.
Well, I mean, I'm just telling you the truth.
Well, why are the fans booing him then?
Well, I mean, that's because a part of it. We are in LA. This is a great boxing market, right? But it's made up predominantly of Hispanic fans that cheer for Ryan Garcia, and that's quite all right.
Well, it's okay. It's okay to be the bad guy.
But listen, and it's okay to be the bad guy, but it's not good for you to be the piece of shit that you are.
Well, explain what you mean by that.
Well,
what did I do specifically?
Well, you didn't describe him for who he was.
Michael Buffer introduced him.
No, but you on the stage, you painted Ryan Garcia as if he's won something. He's a PED drug cheat. You never said that. That's really.
I did. I asked your son specifically if the punishment fit the crime. I asked your son that specifically, and he said he was at peace at it.
Yeah, well, I mean, the punishment is one thing, but how you describe what that fighter is and what he is, you didn't do.
Okay, well, I'm sorry you feel that way. I have the most respect for your son. I think he's amazing at it.
I don't think that you do. I think that you are political, right? You did just what you wanted to do, and you got it off. I mean, and that's what this promotion has been about. But number 9.
But we're trying to sell a fight here. You know this, right?
Well, you sell it right.
All right, here's your chance to sell it.
Right. You sell it right. March 2nd, Devin will come in, and he's going to be what he's going to be a better version of Devin Haney, just like he said.
There you go.
Let me explain something to you. That last part that he said, well, we're trying to sell a fight here, he should have said that at the beginning. Instead of trying to refer to the fans booing, instead of trying to blame Michael Buffer, he took no accountability at all. He asked Devin, how do you feel about everything? But he ignored all the facts. And then at the end, when Bill cornered him in every which direction, he said, well, we're trying to sell a fight here. That was the goddamn truth. And he never called Ryan what he is. No one ever does, except us. And it's difficult when we're trying to hold Ryan accountable when these faggot-ass Tank fans, because that's what y'all are. Y'all a bunch of faggots, and y'all come up in here talking about, oh, but the left hook, because you hate Devin. There's a bigger picture here, and you need to understand that what happened with Devin was about to happen to you. Go back and look at that knockdown in round 2. Bars. What happened to Devin was about to happen to you. Go review the scorecards from that fight he had in round 2. I'm from the Bronx, is easy. And after that, I said, you know something? If Tank can get that stoppage and Ryan made it to 12, they were gonna rob that young brother. I said that on my airwaves. I said that. And I put all the refs, I put the judges on blast. I remember I did that live. I said, look what they tried to do to him. They were finna rob Tank. That's me being accountable. Oh, y'all were my friends then. And this racist piece of shit doesn't make weight, makes a mockery of the sport, gets on drugs, and still can't beat Devin. And then we find out this kid is a cheater, and then him getting caught, he has a complete meltdown, and we find out he's racist on top of that, and I still got knuckle draggers talking about a left hook. You want to come in here and talk about Cole? See, this is why I don't deal with Tank fans. This is why. And I'm telling y'all, God and Allah is not done with Tank. I'll say it one more time. God and Allah, they're not done with Tank. What you saw with Lamont, that's just an appetizer. That's the egg roll to your lunch special. Y'all about to get that full meal. I promise you. Sometimes you ain't gotta lift a finger. And this ain't about Tank. I'm letting you fans know what Devin is going through It's exactly what most black fighters go through, what most black people go through, what most athletes go through. I mentioned Mike Tyson. I mentioned Michael Vick. Y'all remember when Michael Jordan had that alleged gambling problem? And that white man that was his friend? Let me get this troll out of here. We don't entertain the foolishness. Y'all remember Michael Jordan had that alleged gambling problem? And I think it came out around the playoffs. And this white boy wrote a whole book. Mike has a gambling problem. You know, we was playing for $10,000 a ball on pool, and then we did bowling. And then, you know, he had a meltdown after I beat him. And interviewing Michael Jordan, he about to play the Knicks. They throwing the camera in the face. What about your gambling problem? He's like, what? Man, get out of here. I got to go bust my boy Charles Oakley on his ass. Get out of here. I'm Michael Jordan. I can afford to have a gambling problem. Get out of here. End of. It's what they do to us. When you put plants in, do you know I look at Malika Andrews just like I look at these Tank fans? An industry plant. There's plants on YouTube. Like the plant I just blocked right now. It could be a Latino or a Latina, a dude with a dick. Miguel and everything else. Or that was probably a nigga. CB Sports, salute. Shamal, salute. He said, time reveals all truths. Yep. Yep. And salute to you in the Strong House for 39 months, man. I really appreciate you, man. Electric Circuit is salute. Exactly. And salute to everybody in the chats that I missed, man. I'm just cooking. So when I look at Malika Andrews, I better not hear one Tank fan say, you know, Malika Andrews is messed up. No. You're just like her. OJ Bean, absolutely. That's why I'm upset with Bernard Hopkins. He went through the exact same thing. He was frozen out of opportunities after he lost to Roy. Man, he had to literally fight to get his respect. Tito Trinidad was his breakout fight. And he was disrespected all over the damn place. He had to fight for his respect. He had to fight for it. And he got it, which is why I'm looking at his behavior now, and I'm just like, what happened to him? And you're a Muslim? What happened to this dude? And this is why we call him Trill Bill Haney. He stood on business. Not only that this needs to be done, but that's his son, man. That's his son. Devin out here trying to do everything and did everything. With the weight of the world on his shoulders, let me play you what Teofimo Lopez and the WBC and the WBO had for Devin. And salute to Jay Bean in that super chat, much love. He said, keep fighting the good fight, Drew. I'm on the job, brother. And I appreciate all of y'all. This is a joint effort. I ain't shit without y'all. This is a joint effort. This was Teofimo Lopez back in 2018.
Hey, Devin Haney made a comment, you know, trying to make whatever it is. But at the end of the day, Devin, you don't know. The WBC is not going to have you, even if you do the competition, they're not going to have you fight for the title. You can get mad at everything. I'm fighting for the title after this fight, for the IBF. And then after that, me and Loma for all four. And where are you? You're not going to get a shot, bro. And
at that time, he was a top-ranked fighter, which is the WBO. That's why I always say the WBC and the WBO was in cahoots to freeze Devin out.
And you don't know that, but we do. And
you don't know that, but we do. That means there was a meeting. And that's what they decided to do. And Devin Haney wasn't on the menu. Devin Haney wasn't supposed to happen. And all Devin's only crime in boxing is wanting to fight the best and prove he's the best. And you niggas hate him for that.
That's what we did. I'm not going to fight more fights. So it is what it is, man. Talk what you got to talk, my dude. But at the end of the day, you're not becoming a world champion at 135.
You see that? You see that? Right in our face. And I remember this video. I can't find it on YouTube, but salute the champ side, because I had to find the show where he played this video, and that's where I got the audio. I said, I can't find this video anywhere. But I remember him saying this. I said, what is this about? It is before we got cool with the Haneys. I said, what is he? Did he just say he was going to freeze out that kid Haney? I said, wait a minute, what is this? And then you got knuckle draggers co-signing that behavior. Hold on a second, y'all. Anyway, don't you ring my fucking bell and you ain't invited. I'll put your eyebrows on the back of your goddamn head. Here we go. Anyway. Ain't got time to be playing. This shit's serious. Salute to Eric Jordan, that Cash App, man. Salute to you, brother. Always supporting. Says Team DHP, standing on business. Absolutely. Eric Jordan, that Cash App twice. Says Haney fam. The Haney fam has a power and fury of the ninja sword.
Then let him taste the fury of my nigga sword!
Eric Jordan, salute, brother. If you can't stand for something, you'll fall for anything and everything. You guys need to know that. Give me 1 second. Give me 1 second. Sorry. Yeah, man. That's why I speak so highly about being on code and things of that nature. But I've made peace that it's not only these young kids that don't have a connection to their ancestors. And shout out to the real OG Mr. Mont and brothers like Stormy, right? For saying things like that. It's not only the young ones, but it's the young ones get it from somewhere. And when they look towards when they don't have no fathers around, they look for guidance in the wrong places, man. And they go to the people with the loudest mouths, and they identify with these false prophets. You know, Tank is a false prophet. He's tatted up. He looked like he's street, and he's not. He might know all the lingo, but he's not. And who are his OGs? From what I understand, the OGs were the real street niggas. Now, why is it that he could look up to the real dudes that were in the street that had the sense enough to keep him out of the street and into the gym? And then you got Bill Haney. It's not only Devin that he has doing great things. It's not only Devin. All his kids are doing great things. And y'all look down on Bill. And that's his blood. That's his blood. Y'all look down on him. And this is what he had to deal with. And he dealt with it. You know what? Electric Circuit, Tank don't need help. He got this. And my thing is, he can't turn to the community and ask, what's up, when his Negro wake-up call happens. And it's happening already. It's happening already. Yeah, Mr. Shelton, they want to break the Haneys up. Oh, Devin needs to get away from his dad. Bill Haney's the problem. Man, shut up. The same niggas talking about Bill Haney's the problem are the same niggas that saying, oh, black fathers need to step up. Bill Haney's the problem. But black fathers need to step it up. Bill Haney's done nothing wrong. He's done right by his son. Look where he's brought him. And look at what he did yesterday. He stood in the pocket. Bill sent me this on a text. He said, you seen this? I said, let me see what you got here. I said, ooh. Yes. Stand on business. They never call Ryan out for what he is. They report on it. It's news, but they don't give an opinion. Ryan Garcia arrested today for messing up a hotel room. Let there have been Tank or Devin. Devin Haney messes up a hotel room. And, you know, this is just a black eye to the sport. You know, this guy's supposed to be a champion, and then the opinions start flying. Watch this, watch this, watch this. John Jones crashed up a car and hurt somebody and left the scene of the crime. And I heard he went back to the crime to go get his drugs out the car. That's what I heard. Tank Davis crashed into a pregnant chick because I heard he thought somebody was trying to kill him. And he ran a light and rammed into the chick and then ran from the scene of the crime. That's what I heard. I don't know. I know the accident was real. And when they had that accident, people started talking about how cowardly it was and they should never fight again. I remember all of that. But y'all remember Jim Leverett from the New York Yankees, the championship Yankees? He did my city very well, the Bronx Bombers, right? Do y'all know he had a car accident that killed 2 people? Did you know that? Did you know that? It briefly made the news. He's not in jail right now. I think he killed a mother and a daughter. Did you know that? And if you don't know, why don't you know? Still want to talk to me about racist or racism? Y'all need to stop this bullshit. Man, I got to get out of here, man. I have an appointment. I just want to cook early. Salute to Trill Bell. Salute to everybody in the Venmo, the Cash App, the Super Chat. I wish I could go longer, but I got things to do, man. Don't fall for it. This is why I remind people every day of what Ryan Garcia is. He never apologized. He was asked in New York, you gonna apologize to the Floyd family? He said, I will. He should have been did it. He don't plan on it. And guess what? People don't care. When Najee stepped to Teofimo Lopez in the middle of him checking him on his racism, there were still people trying to get pictures with Tio. No one cares about us. We're by ourselves. And I'm cool with that. Wakanda forever. I don't see that little nigga ass monkey talking about Star Trek's not real. May the Fourth be with you. Star Wars is fake. Game of Thrones is fake. No, it's about Wakandas, right? He did exactly what he needed to do to push his channel. And that was war against his own. That's why niggas like that need to be decapitated.
Move!
Why are you gay?
Who says I'm gay?
You are gay.